Hey my queens, kings, and royal family, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl, the Queen Key, back with another video. This video is a new addition to my Hot Girl Summer Hair series. That's right, summer is not over yet. Stay tuned.
Throw that ass back and let me see you do a split. Oh God,
I'm moving too fast.
got 3 on the dash. Bitch, I'm on your ass.
Like, why is everything chrome?
Alright y'all, let's hop right into it. So what I have here is a 14-inch closure with a 16, 18, 20 bundles, and the hair is from a hair company that previously sold hair, no longer sells hair, but it is called Girl Be Rare. I'm using Funky Yellow by TINTATIONS, Sunrise Orange, Pink Mania by TINTATIONS, Neon Pink, and of course Violet Gem. One note I want to leave here is I was kind of running out of hair color a little bit, so along with Sunrise Orange I actually used Flaming Orange as well from TINTATIONS, and I also use Atomic Pink as well. So when you're first starting out, or I guess for the ombre effect, you don't have to do all the colors at once unless you want to. I figured the color was gonna be covered up anyway, so it was kind of like redundant to me to do like the full ombre from the back all the way up, as well as you don't want to get anything on top of yellow because any other color stains so easily on top of that because it's a light color. As well as, I don't know if y'all noticed, but when I'm doing this bottom part, I had previously custom color a wig for someone and it was still like blue in the brush, so the color looked kind of funky, but it's something you couldn't even really tell because it was covered up. And in the bowl, the first, portion, I had Neon Pink and Pink Mania, and then I'm going and I'm taking it, I'm feathering in some of that Violet Gem. As you see, I'm kind of doing a swiping motion with my finger to give it that ombre effect at the end of the day. So I would recommend, of course, making sure you clean all your brushes with soap and water, and before you even get started, so you don't make the same mistake that I made by having that excess blue color in there that kind of staying on top of the pink. And I'm happy I noticed it when I first even did it, so that I could make sure my brush was clean. Or I think I just replaced it with another brush, but that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm going to do the pink into the purple more towards the back, and y'all will see how I'm doing it as I work my way up. Okay, y'all, so we are to the final product, and look, I done told on myself. Y'all could tell I got a little bit of orange on that little part, and I try my best to be as precise as possible, but mistakes do happen sometimes. So I just end up taking a little bit more yellow and try to like blend it out as much as I can. I did want the yellow to be a little bit elongated, but it just didn't come out that way. But if you guys notice that between each piece, I'm taking a piece of plastic and I'm pinning it on top of it, because I don't want those colors to rub off on each other. So that's another important piece you could do. Or you could use aluminum foil, which is what, you know, the professionals use and stuff, but plastic works for me. So that was cool. But you do want to try your best to be as precise as possible when it comes down to your color blend, especially when you're ombreing. So you might want to switch your gloves or use like a hand towel, which is what I did. But I should have switched my gloves before I did yellow, but that's neither here nor there. But that's pretty much me just finishing up the wig. We're going to do the yellow into the orange into the pink, where those ends stop. And you also want to use a smaller brush, edge brush, that I use when you're doing the lace on the closure. That's extremely important, because you do want to try your best not to stain your lace, even though sometimes it can happen, and there are ways to correct it. Even though people just are like, oh, you stained the lace. There are ways to correct it to, you know what I'm saying, make your lace better, for it to still look like your skin tone. So do not panic. However, you do want to try your best not to stain the lace. Okay, so at this point the wig is completely dry. I have washed it out, of course. I deep conditioned it, I blow dried it, and this is what it is looking like. It is looking thebomb.com. I'm going to go in throughout all of the strands and use my Paul Mitchell Skinny Serum and my Thermal Shield Heat Protection by Cantu, and of course my Blasting Free Spray. So I pretty much use that oil throughout all of the strands of the hair. I just use probably about 2 to 3 pumps, rub it through the hair completely, and use my Cantu. I spray that on each section. And of course, I'm going in with my wand curler, but before I even tap that curler on there, I'm going through and straightening each piece. If you wanted to have more of a kinky look, you don't have to straighten, or you don't have to straighten in general. That's just what I choose to do, because I want it to be more sleek. That's what I wanted to do. And I recommend, if you are using a wand curler, you do use like the little glove thing, hand thing that comes with it, or be extremely careful that you don't burn yourself. I burned myself a few times, but be extremely careful that you don't burn yourself. And I know you guys can't really see it, but I am actually going through, and before I do each strand, I'm spraying it with my Gots to Be Freezing spray, because I want those curls to hold. If you at least want your curls to hold in your wig for at least a few days, I would recommend spraying that on each strand before you curl it, so those curls can hold. Just spray a little bit, don't spray too much. If you spray too much, it can be kind of crunchy, and then you will have to go in and deep condition your wig more often, as far as just taking it off and then recurling it at another time. But I definitely recommend it for long lasting curls. I'm going and just spraying just a little bit of freezing spray, because it's going to help your curls to hold. so this is what the back of the wig looks like with all of the wand curls that I did. Bomb.com, but of course it's not gonna look like this at the end. I'm just pretty much just showing you guys what the curls look like right now, and we have to do some maintenance to the closure. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and completely brush that closure out. And any kind of wig, I don't know how anybody else like their hairline, but I don't like my hairline too dense. And her closures didn't really have like a really dense hairline or anything like that, but I still like to go in and pluck. I pluck upwards and downwards, and I use the tweezer with the pointy end. So that's pretty much what y'all see me doing. Is I'm just gonna pluck, and I, you know, do one layer as far as in the front, comb it out a little bit, and then, you know, I might go through the front again, but I go back about three lines. I can't talk tonight, but I go back about 3 lines, so you'll see me part it again like a little further back, and I'm gonna pluck upwards and downwards and just pretty much do that same thing. So 3 parting lines, I go upward and downward, then I part again until I get all the way to the front, and I just pluck it to my liking. Do the best I can with that, because I just don't want it to be dense at all. And I have found that when it comes down to any of my wigs, if I don't pluck them, even if they say pre-plucked, I still like to go and pluck a little bit, because I've just had trouble with dense hairlines. I don't know why, but I've just had trouble with dense hairlines. I don't like it. I like to do baby hairs as well sometimes. So I always like to just make sure that even if it is pre-plucked, that I go and pluck just a little bit off. But to each his own. You do what you need to do for yourself. But this is how I pluck my wig. I pluck it upwards and downwards, and I just check it and make sure that it gives me kind of like that thinned out effect, because I do not like a dense hairline or a Barbie hairline at all. So that's how much hair came out. Not really a whole lot, but pretty much the average of what I might take out. And I'm going in and I'm creating my middle part to my wig, and I am actually going to go and use my slick stick. I forget who this is by, but you can use any kind of slick stick that you want to use. Is going to help to lay your part flat if you're looking for a flat part. And I'm going through and I'm doing that, and I also have my hot comb as well. So I'm going to take my hot comb, as well as I'm using my thermal spray as well too, but going through combing those sections out, and I'm going to use my hot comb and just pretty much form the front of my wig the way I want it to be before I place my wand curls. To each his own with how you would like to do this, but I'm doing the same thing by straightening out and then doing my hot comb, and then I will be wand curling and spraying. So watch the technique. Pretty much did the same thing to the other side, and voila, this is what the wig is looking like. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to go ahead and tint my lace. I should have been doing this a long time ago, because it just made my life so much easier versus using makeup. And I'm using the even tinted lace in light warm brown, and look at that, baby. Baby, look at that. I'm going to go ahead and install my wig, use the bow hold, skin protect, and of course my wig cap that I faithfully use because there's makeup on it. My Ghost Bond, and I'm going to use a couple of layers of that. Not really doing any cutting of the wig or anything like that, but I'm going to use a couple layers of that just to tack it down on my head because I don't have an elastic band on this wig. And bobby pinning it is a hassle, sis. It's a hassle. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on my head and cut the lace off. This, my end part where, the rest of the install got kind of cut off because my camera died. But that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm going to take it down. Of course, we got to be in, took my blow dryer as well. And just made sure sis was dry before I cut the lace off. I brushed it out and I kept it moving. My face is already done and it's just looking the bomb. So who is that? Who this? Yes, this is the final look. I hope that you all enjoy this tutorial as much as I did talking to you about it. And as I always like to say, adjust your crown, know your worth. Know the beauty inside of you is always first. And I will see y'all in the next one. Mwah.